In the mountains of Western Canada, there's a rich history in both the land and the friendships.
I hope you fellas brought an appetite.
They all lived on ranches, not too far apart. He invited the whole neighborhood over to his place for dinner.
But old bonds are easily broken.
Gotta stay off of my property, George.
I'll stay wherever I want.
They did not like each other.
All this stuff is mine.
It's junk, bud.
No, it isn't.
Things got heated very quickly.
Get out of the way, you
Ron always took it that step too far.
George Parent was also a short-tempered person.
You're a weasel.
You will not get away with this.
You don't know what he's capable of. Yeah, he did have it out for me.
What are you gonna do about it?
It was overt violence.
He said, I'm going to take a gun, and I'm going to finish this guy's life off.
Hey! What are you doing? They ain't moving anywhere. Won't you leave? That's Dad! It's pathetic! It's you!
Nestled deep in the Canadian wilderness, 2 Mile is a rugged ranching community situated, as the name suggests, 2 miles from the closest town.
If you like the outdoors, this is a spectacular place to be, there's no question.
The mountains are glorious. It's got wolves, moose, salmon, good hiking, good snowmobiling.
It still has a kind of a frontier sort of a feel to it. It's mostly ranches, surrounded by wilderness.
George Parent was born and raised in the area and still considers it his slice of paradise.
I've lived here all my life and got everything I need here. It's pretty picturesque here.
His younger brother, Louis, hasn't strayed far from home either.
So the two brothers, Louis and George Parent, had a farm. Their dad had originally owned it. Everybody in town knew who they were.
Quite the collection Dad had.
What a collection we have.
Well, I have a nice log house up on a hillside overlooking the whole farm, and my brother lives halfway across.
George and Louis are the third generation to live on the farm, after inheriting it from their father.
They had an old barn. They had a lot of old equipment, scrap metal, stuff that was laying around.
All the farming equipment was passed down from my dad. It's a nice tractor and a plow.
Today, Louis is suddenly struck by an idea.
You know,
We're getting married.
My brother wanted to use the hay barn as a little chapel or whatever.
no, think about it. Like a nice chapel.
Well, I guess if you want your guests to have rust all over their Sunday best,
We'd have to tidy up first.
says the Energizer Bunny.
Louis is 6 years younger than I am, and he's so energetic that after work he goes jogging for 5 kilometers.
You ready to head over to Ronnie and Sage's?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Ron Fowler is one of the Parent brothers' closest neighbors on 6 Mile Road.
They all lived on ranches, not too far apart.
Ron Fowler was a competitive shooter, competitive pistol shooter.
He was not a dummy when it came to handling guns or knowing anything about how to shoot guns.
Ron works in the logging industry. He and his wife Sage also run a popular bed and breakfast out of their home.
Their place was called the Triple Creek Ranch. It was a spectacular place.
Ron and Sage probably got together at least 20 years ago or more.
George, Louis, and Ron have known each other for decades, and their relationships are complicated.
Hey,
Louis, who is George's brother, was a great friend with Ron.
They liked sledding together, and they liked drinking Budweiser.
But Ron and George have never really gotten along.
I was a friend of George Parent and Ron Fowler, but the Parent brothers had totally different involvement with Ron. George Parent and Ron Fowler knew each other, but they did not like each other very much.
Look at you, couple of commies carpooling.
it looks like you finally know how to use that thing.
I'm figuring it out.
How you doing, Sage? I like your new sign.
That's been good.
Pull on back, I'll let you in.
Okay.
George and Ron play nice for Louis' sake, and because of George's history with Sage.
Sage was like a nice country girl.
I hope you fellas brought an appetite.
I was good friends with her.
Always hungry.
Perfect. But when lines are crossed, nice is no match for rage.
Simmer started to turn into a boil
Do not kill him.
until finally it boiled over.
For now, Ron and Sage's home is a frequent gathering spot for 6 Mile Road neighbors.
Ron Fowler invited the whole neighborhood over to his place for dinner.
Hey, and there's plenty more where this came from.
It was all right. It was pretty good.
Go ahead and start everybody. But George does everything he can to get under Ron.
Ron Fowler is a very precise man. Someone that we're criticizing, we could call him fussy. He likes things to be very organized and set and clear.
Over the years, Ron has learned to give as good as he gets, including taunting George with his unflattering nickname. You'll never guess what we're going to have for dessert.
It's your favorite. Pudding.
George Parent was a big, strong man, but his nickname was Puddin'.
He was just trying to stir the pot, you know? Just being an ass.
Now, decades of low-key animosity is about to kick into high gear. After Ron offers to help Louis prepare for his son's wedding.
So, think we can tie this up in time for the wedding?
Ronnie and Louis decided that they were going to clean up the old barn, and he got another neighbor, and he brought down his pickup and a trailer.
So you and George collect all this stuff? Mostly our old man.
And you want it all gone, right?
I want it all gone, man. I want this empty.
When Ron spots all the scrap metal and antique equipment, he sees dollar signs.
You realize you're sitting on a gold mine here, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Ron was always that guy that wanted to know if you had something. He was always trying to stick his nose into stuff because he wanted to know if they were selling the antiques or selling what they had.
Wow, this is a beauty.
And if he could talk you into giving it to him or selling it, and he would turn around, fix it up, and sell it for big dollars. There was a lot of antique trailers in there that were worth money. The scrap was worth money, too.
Well, what do you suggest?
Ron and Louis concocted this plan to just get rid of all this rusty old farm implements.
I'm thinking a three-way split.
A few days later, Louis and Ron are almost finished clearing out the barn when they're stopped in their tracks. George had no idea what the men were up to, and when he finds out, he's not happy.
Ronnie and Louis didn't tell me about selling it all for scrap metal. They had their own little clique going there.
George happened to come in and find out that this was going on. All this equipment was being removed.
Hey, welcome back, George.
What the hell's going on?
Cleared out the barn.
What?
Hey, George. Selling some of your old crap.
My dad's stuff isn't crap.
That stuff kind of had sentimental value to me, so I would have came an hour or two.
Ron talked Louis into it.
What do you mean? It's just sitting around here doing nothing, taking up space for the wedding? We're helping you out here. Puddin', let it go.
Shut up!
George Parent was also a confrontational and short-tempered person.
This stuff is not for sale. It's not yours to sell.
I didn't think that feud would ever get blown out of proportion like it did.
Things got heated very quickly.
All this stuff is mine.
Just junk, Puddin'.
No, it isn't.
I was tired of listening to him.
Shut up.
What'd you say to me?
I said shut up.
I didn't like his attitude either.
Shut up.
Stop. Do you want all this stuff?
Hell yes.
Hey, and it's yours.
You think?
Deal's off.
Deal's off.
When George discovers some of his dad's treasures are already gone, he sees red.
Where's all the other stuff? Like what?
The other stuff? The
Yeah.
other stuff? We already took a load down there, George.
You did what? Bring it back.
He just kept on and on. It was the junk, so I told him, Ron, off, Ron, just get the out of here.
Get out of here. Just get out of here.
Trying to help you out, get rid of some of your junk. I am not gonna forget it, Puddin'.
And he just waved his little finger at me. Just remember, you said that. Just remember you told me you off.
I'm not gonna let you forget it.
War, George.
The war I'm gonna win!
And that's where it all started, I think.
War, George, I'm telling you, it's war!
I think it would be fair to say that the conversation went from hello to you very, very quickly.
Get out!
War!
When this incident happened at the barn with the antique tractors and all the scrap metal, this was the point of no return for this relationship between Ronnie and George.
Ron Fowler is incensed that George Parent turned his helping hand into a personal attack.
Ron had done a day or two of hard work, had used his tractor, and had burned a whole bunch of diesel, and he got bupkis in return.
George is livid that Ron meddled in family business and tried to sell his property.
He's such a weasel. Like, trying to make $1 off somebody like that.
Wow, this is a beauty.
He sticks his nose in just a little too far. Gets a little too involved.
It's war, George!
From now on, both men seize any opportunity to stick it to each other.
I went and bought myself a four-wheeler, and I got the biggest and the best four-wheeler you could just about get. I wanted to go four-wheeling and just spray rocks all over.
George takes his new ride out on 6 Mile Road and heads straight towards Ron's place.
The property that Ron and his wife owned was at the end of the 6 Mile Road. From there, it turned into a forestry road. So
The forestry road is public access, but to get there, you have to pass by Ron's land.
Ron was really protective of the property. He didn't like people coming through it because it encroached on their privacy.
Ron Fowler took a more proprietorial interest in the road than was justified. It was not his private road.
Ron is convinced it's his duty to protect the road, even if he doesn't legally own it.
Ron Fowler was known in our area as the 2 Mile Sheriff. He took it upon himself to get too involved.
The way Ron sees it, George is trespassing, and he takes matters into his own hands.
Ronnie put signs on the ends of that road. No trespassing, private property, the whole bit.
Yeah, he plastered them all over, but this is my rights driving through his property.
You didn't give George trouble, he didn't give you trouble back. But if you pestered him, he would put you in your place.
George races off to give Ron a piece of his mind.
Instead of staying on the road, I'd drive on the lawn. Kind of tormented him.
Ron Fowler said George Parent did donuts right where Mr. Fowler's driveway intersected the road.
No, I never ever did donuts, but I did drive across his lawn.
Ron? Ron, you better come see this.
According to Ron, when George would come out onto the property, he was speaking to horses. This became a huge issue.
I never ever chased his horses. At times I'd dust out his horses a little, and he figured I was harassing them.
This was not good for business.
Ron and Sage find George's behavior disturbing and believe it's upsetting their bed and breakfast guests. You were right about him.
The situation got fraught enough that he felt the need to explain to his guests that watch out for that guy on the ATV. He's bad news.
He will not get away with this.
Ron complains to Louis Parent about the latest battle with his sibling.
Given the fact that George Parent is a brother, Ron Fowler is a very good friend of his, he's probably saying, geez, do I need this? You don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. You want to hate each other, but I'm not picking sides here.
You good?
Hey, listen. You gotta take it easy.
Yeah. Louis begs his brother to tread more carefully.
You're in an awkward position. Okay, you're my brother, and he's a good friend of mine.
No accounting for taste.
You know, I would say that you don't know what he's capable of. But you do know.
Louis reminds George that when it comes to protecting his interests, Ron isn't afraid of using firepower.
So many Ron was involved with the shooting that involved a pickup truck and some kids on his property.
Get off my property!
Ron had actually come out with the gun, shot at a truck, hit the front quarter panel. Kids went home, told their parents, and called the cops. So there were charges laid.
He got his guns taken away for that, but he got them back after a while.
Even though his record was cleared, Ron's dangerous reputation remains intact.
He's armed to the hilt and a crack shot.
Ron Fowler would have had, I am guessing, 15, maybe 20 firearms all told.
So what? I'm armed to the hilt.
I'm not sure how many guns I have. Probably 10, 15 the most.
Just don't poke the bear.
Yeah.
And there's other people too that told me that, but I thought they were just all joking and, nobody shoots people like that.
George isn't intimidated and continues passing Ron's property to collect firewood.
Mr. Fowler asserted George Parent would stop at the intersection of the driveway and the road and stare in a threatening manner up at the house.
I'm terribly sorry about this. I know my neighbor is bad news, but
Mr. Fowler said that
please stay.
Mr. Parent was making it difficult
Please.
for him to keep his guests, at least his return business.
I'm really sorry about this. We'd love to have you.
Mr. Fowler was a man who I would say was wound pretty tight. And George Parent is a bully.
Ron always took it that step too far.
Mr. Fowler said George Parent is making it his personal hobby to make Ron Fowler's life a living hell.
It's a fair point to say that George could have been poking the bear.
How dare you scare my guests away?
You got in my face there. We had another.
George, this is between you and me. Think about what you're doing to Sage.
Sage should never have married you anyway.
Think about what you're doing to her livelihood.
Ronnie! Get back inside!
Don't even talk to me.
Ronnie, don't give him the satisfaction of getting under your skin.
I don't know if she egged her husband on or not. Like, she's never told me to keep the peace.
You are gonna get yours put.
There'll be other
Trust me.
guests. Come on.
Ron is enraged that George is costing him business and peace of mind.
You buy this beautiful property in the middle of nowhere and you figure this is great, I'm going to have this to myself, and there's this constant stream of vehicles back and forth. I could see where anyone might eventually get a little bit of a twitch about that.
George is fed up with Ron thinking he's the king of 6 Mile Road.
He was quite authoritative and dictator. He was harassing the public. A lot of people I talked to would tell me they had a bad encounter with him.
When Ron gets a fortuitous call, it sends him on the ultimate power trip.
Ron Fowler was approached by the Ministry of Forests and was prevailed upon to keep an eye on the road for people who were poaching timber.
He sees it as the perfect opportunity for revenge.
So, a little while later, George went out to the bush, needed some barn poles, so he cuts down some big cedars. But with big timber, you have to pay for a permit. Ron saw him and called forestry.
So what do I owe the honor?
We've had reports that you're poaching cedar logs from public land.
Ron accused George of stealing high-grade cedar. So they come out to George's and said, hey, you got some poles? He said, yeah.
So is that a problem?
You need a permit for that.
I guess I better get one.
George said, I'll pay you the permit. The permit was only $20, $30.
Let it slide. The next time.
Will do.
When forestry officials decline to press charges, Ron vows to build a case against his neighbor.
I went out there again and I got some pine rails. Then on the way back, he was waiting for me.
George, crossing
my land, huh?
Get out of the way, you jerk!
That Len's pointing up at me, even taking pictures of my load. He was trying to frame me, I suppose. Trying to get me any way he could. He's pretty crafty. Sent that to the forestry, and 5 days later, that same forestry officer...
Irritated, I'm sure, when forestry called and said, "We got another call from your friendly little neighbor."
So what? It's not cedar.
I thought, those little rails aren't worth anything to anybody, even to the government.
You have to pay a fee for pine, too.
Sure enough, you have to pay a stumpage fee for this stuff.
Sweat it. 3 strikes in a row.
Roger that.
The forestry official gave me a little warning, told me, next time, come and get a permit for this stuff, too.
George is fuming that Ron reported him for 2 such minor infractions.
Ron was really trying to catch George on any technicality with this. He always took it that step too far.
But in Ron's eyes, George is a criminal who needs to be brought to justice.
Mr. Fowler was a man who would stress. The guy has spent a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort to get into the middle of freaking nowhere, and George Parent is in his face all the time.
Both men reach their breaking point.
If the scrap metal was the instigating moment,
War, George! The war I'm gonna win!
The most critical moment was the backhoe incident.
I went out and got 2-3 trees for firewood.
Mr. Fowler saw Mr. Parent driving his ATV back from the end of 6 Mile Road.
Ron is convinced his neighbor is hauling bootleg firewood and goes after him.
So he followed Mr. Parent.
I was really worried about him running me over, so I was watching behind me all the time.
There was backhoe up in the road, digging up the ditches. And the road's narrow, and Ron parked his truck on the other side. So now the road's completely blocked.
What? Now I got you, Puddin'.
What the hell are you doing?
Aussie cheese.
Comes flying out, and he's got a camera. And now he's taking pictures.
What's this? Oh, you got a permit for this, Puddin'?
Ron wanted to take pictures of the load to give those to the forestry people.
I don't need a permit to punch you in the face.
Oh, is that a threat, George?
Darn right it is.
Just even taking pictures of my load just perturbed me.
He kept clicking pictures.
Get the camera out of my face.
And I told him, get the out of here, get out of my way.
I told you I'd be here for you.
Get that. George just lost it.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
I just grabbed him by the throat.
I don't need a permit for this.
George started to choke Ron.
I wasn't squeezing too hard, but he just came along like a little trained pig. I just wanted to get him out of my way.
You could see the frustration level being at an all-point high.
Do not kill him.
He was terrified.
What the hell?
Back to his pickup. He was just squealing all the way back. Help, help. And then I finally clued in. Geez, I better let go of his throat. Then I stuffed him in his pickup, and he shot right across from the driver's seat over to the passenger seat.
But Ron's truck is still blocking the road.
I just reached in and put his pickup into drive, and then I tapped the gas pedal, and his pickup shot off down the road. Leaped over into the driver's seat, and he got her under control.
For Ron, this is next-level terror and humiliation.
So he immediately went back home, called the police.
Yeah, so I'm on my four-wheeler and I got a load of wood behind me.
I didn't realize I could get charged with assault. I just wanted to get him out of my way.
Dragged me from the ATV. He threw me into the truck. My truck.
Garcia and Pete, they had George give his statement, and they had Ron give his statement. There was a big discrepancies in the story, being told by 2 different men.
But there are 3 witnesses to what happened there. There's a third-party witness, the backhoe operator, who knew both of them.
George! No, you're going to kill him!
The backhoe operator tells police George became violent after Ron cut him off and blocked his way.
The police decided that there was really nothing that they could go on. You know, this was a feud between men.
George feels vindicated.
I was relieved. The cop said he was blocking the road on me. He instigated what
is furious he won't see justice for this traumatic event.
It was overt violence on the part of George. This really made Ron fear for his life.
It was, in Mr. Fowler's view, a pattern of escalating harassment. After this, Ron Fowler installed cameras in his property.
Because they lived out at the end of the road, Ron was scared of, being out there unprotected.
He had about 6 cameras. It was a pretty good surveillance system he had.
I hope you can hear me, Sheriff 2 Mile.
You're a weasel!
The surveillance cameras didn't bother me at all. I don't know what was going through Ronnie's mind, if he thought I was going to kill him or not, but I had no intentions of hurting him, really. Not unless he really got in my face again.
Their sense of unease gradually grew to a genuine fear. Side.
Ron's anxiety sees him employ extreme protective measures.
Ron Fowler started putting baseball bats at points of egress at his house. They had a farm to run, a property to run. So they would go outside, but they would make a very, very serious point of being outside together should they encounter George Parent.
So how long did it take you to figure it out?
Despite the animosity, Ron and Sage can't pass up a community gathering.
And as a consequence of his escalating fear, Ron Fowler did a regrettable thing. He obtained what's called a prohibited firearm, Snub-Nose 38.
Ron isn't shy about showing off his new toy, especially to George.
He was always packing that gun.
And that is, in Canada, illegal. Period. Full stop. So at this point, Ron is committing a serious criminal offense.
George is no snitch, so he doesn't call police.
I wasn't too scared, but I didn't know what was going through his mind. Days later, it was a nice sunny day, and I happened to drive on Ron's lawn again.
It strikes George that his neighbor's property is suspiciously quiet.
After I choked Ronnie, I figured I wanted to get a little revenge. I think Ron might be up to something today. So I was looking around for nails on the road or, anything like that.
His gut instinct is about to save his life.
There was a wire stretched right across, just neck high. He wanted to clothesline me.
Clotheslining. It's a piece of wire between 2 trees, a couple fence posts, whatever it is. And somebody would hit it. Could damage them, could kill them.
To George, Ron's intention is clear.
Could have decapitated me with that.
I think he was really trying to hurt George. Really trying to scare him. I don't know if he was trying to kill him at that point, but, it had the possibility of killing him. It could have taken his head off very easily.
This time, it's George who calls the authorities.
I could have went up there and kicked his door in, but he's got a lot of guns and rifles, so... I just went through the proper channels. I went and phoned the police.
Hi there. How can I help you? We have a report that you may have tried to clothesline a neighbor.
That's insane. I had that covered in flagging tape.
Ron Fowler actually tied ribbons to it to block George Parent's access to the road, but that it wasn't to decapitate George Parent.
Can you prove that there was flagging tape? Because I was just down there, and I didn't see any flagging tape anywhere, no sign of it.
Ron tried saying there was flagging tape on it, but there was none. He's just bullshit.
George can't prove it was a planned attack, so Ron doesn't face any charges.
That's how the law works, eh? Yeah, he did have it out for me. Probably always did.
Now, whenever Ron strikes next, George will be prepared.
I got a few rifles. .22s, 22 Magnum also, and I got some 303s. I don't have no handguns though.
George Parent carried the shotgun and the rifle when he was gathering firewood.
The next day is a frigid Saturday, and George packs up for another trip down 6 Mile Road.
2, 3 o'clock, I went out for firewood. I had 2 rifles on my four-wheeler. They were both loaded.
Down the trail, Ron is heading out and packing his gun in case there's trouble.
Ron had the firearm with him then at that time because he felt he was doing something dangerous, going near somewhere where George might be.
In the meantime, George is going out to the bush.
So I went out and I got that, and I was coming back around 5:15. I was driving along and I seen this piece of rope laying on the ground there, and it was a good, useful little piece of rope for something. And I reached over and bent down to pick it up. Then when I was just coming up, I could see these feet. That little weasel, Ronnie.
He starts with a $20 permit and explodes to gunshots.
George stopped his ATV and Ron ambushed him.
He shot me and didn't fizz on me. Then shot me again and zinged me across the top of my head.
No!
Third shot hit me right in the elbow. Hit a bone and that. And I just looked at him and I said, "You f***ing asshole."
Got the heck out of there as fast as he could.
As a testament to what a big, strong, tough guy he is, the bullet blew up in his elbow. He was able to drive his ATV to his place.
But I made her home, and I took my guns off my four-wheeler, and I hid them in my deep freeze, because I figured the cops would be coming. Well, I just didn't want my guns confiscated.
That's when George realizes where the first bullet struck him.
He shot me right in on my heart.
That bullet hit him right in the chest. Fortunately for him, he just happened to have his cell phone and his wallet in the pocket of his shirt.
Bullet went through the phone first and then into my wallet. Just caught the corner of the cards and chipped a few of them.
It stopped a fatal shot right in his heart.
He always carried his phone and wallet in his side pockets. But that day he carried it in the front pocket. And that was the day he got shot. The fact that he's alive is miraculous.
That bullet had to be going some 700 to 800 feet per second when it hit him. It just doesn't make any sense.
George drives himself to the hospital in town and calls police from there.
Ron was charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a loaded, prohibited, concealed firearm.
In February 2019, Ron Fowler stands trial for the attempted murder of George Parent.
The firearms offense carried a 4-year minimum, so no matter what, he's going to do 4 years. But aggravated assault and attempted murder is anywhere from 4 years to life. The Crown prosecutor argued that Ron Fowler had put that rope there in order to get George Parent to stop.
I'm sure Ron planned it. Why else would he be lurking around on his own property with a loaded handgun? Eh? Trying to ambush somebody.
When Ron takes the stand, he pleads self-defense.
So according to Ron's version of the story, and George snuck up on him and pointed a rifle at him.
George Parent was saying, "I've got you now, you little bastard." And at that point, it was in fact sensible for Ron Fowler to shoot him in self-defense.
Ron's version of events is a tough sell at trial. And when Louis Parent testifies, it completely falls apart.
Louis testified that later on in the evening after the shooting, he talked to Ron.
I told you they'd lose. They always do.
What are you doing right now? I'm watching the game. So they talked about the hockey game. They talked about everything else but shooting George.
No. Louis said that he found out later on from somebody else entirely that Ron shot his brother George.
Ron Fowler panicked because he realized, even if it was self-defense, he's got a concealed illegal firearm. So he took the firearm and he buried it in the woods.
The police searched the area extensively and they never found anything, but to a jury, not calling the police after you've just shot somebody, getting rid of the weapon, it just doesn't look very good. So ultimately the jury found Ron guilty of attempted murder.
I was thinking they would, but I was really glad when they found him guilty.
Following sentencing, Ron is released on bail. Louis Parent severs ties with him.
He just sliced him right off, like no mess with family. He still loved me somehow.
A fatal accident turns this story on its head.
Ron Fowler got hit by a semi-truck.
No one was charged, misadventure, homicide, or suicide. I don't think anyone has any idea what happened.
Sage sells the bed and breakfast and leaves the area for good.
Her life got shattered. She thought that she would be with this guy and, and grow old together, and they would, farm, and they would have their horses and their bed and breakfast that they ran out there. The extent of that, when you have to think about it, right in the heart.
George and Louis still live on the land their father left them on 6 Mile Road.
I can't straighten my one arm out because it's crooked from getting shot. Here's my phone all mushroomed out. Here's my wallet found still. I should be dead if it wasn't for my wallet and my phone.
To this day, the barn is still standing, with its remaining treasures tucked inside.
When you look at the aftermath of everything that happened here, to think that your anger has gotten to the point of, I'm going to take a gun and I'm going to finish this guy's life off. It's sad. It's really sad.
Hey, did you get a hand with that?
Helping out a new neighbor can make a great first impression.
That'd be great.
Especially if it's someone who shares your passion.
Hey, you a Packers fan?
Oh, yeah, you bet I am.
But when personalities clash,
You listen here, you little brat.
a neighborly spat becomes a deadly battle for survival.
He wouldn't turn his music down. You'd complain, he'd turn it up. They were two totally different people.
Stay away from my kids.
I think they both just hated each other.
He harasses me one more time, he's a dead man.
He would say repeatedly, he's a dead man. He's a dead man. I'm gonna kill that guy. He's a dead man.
Once you say something like that, you really can't take it back.
3305 shots fired.
They ain't moving anywhere, won't you leave? You, as social man, as pathetic as you!
Portage, Wisconsin has a lot of history and a lot of heart.
It's a small but very historical city. It was a railway town, too, way back when. It's a nice place to raise a family, a nice place to live. I think it's, people who live here genuinely like it, and for good reason.
The Portage Court Apartments is more than just housing. It's a community.
It's just a regular apartment complex where working class people lived.
Okay, come on, kids. Let's get those groceries.
As a family, we're pretty settled here, quiet, and we just like the atmosphere. We get along well with our neighbors and, try to help each other.
Julie and Calvin Eldridge have lived here for 10 years and are raising their 2 children, Lorraine and Charlie. The sweet, small-town life is all they want.
We as a couple like to keep ourselves pretty quiet and stay to ourselves and more like homebodies.
Charlie, can you grab the stuff in the freezer, please?
Calvin and his wife and his family are very close. They rely upon each other. They hang together, so to speak.
In this tight-knit world, the only dark cloud is Calvin's health.
He's had a double knee replacement done and like carpal tunnel on both wrists, so he's unable to work.
What are we having for lunch?
This means Calvin is home all the time. Still, despite the health challenges, life is good for the Eldridges in their sanctuary.
By day.
And now, the family is about to get a new neighbor.
This was Victor's very first apartment that he had on his own. He was very proud of it.
Victor Reynolds has recently separated from his wife and is looking for a fresh start. He's moving into the unit above the Eldridge family.
He was a very hard worker. He was very much a people person. Victor Reynolds was very soft-spoken when he wanted to be. He could be the sweetest man that there was.
Hey, do you need a hand with that?
Yeah? Yeah, that'd be great.
Great personality, sense of humor, and yeah, he drew people. Yes, he was easy at drawing people into him.
No. I'm Victor.
Oh, Calvin.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help, man.
We don't go around introducing ourselves to everyone, but, if we do see new people, we say hi, how you doing?
That's our unit there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to be neighbors on one flight up.
I heard.
Okay, right here.
Victor is a collector of rare antiques.
Oh, man, be careful with that, okay? It was my grandmother's.
He probably had 25 clocks. They would go to garage sales and estate sales. The more unique, the better. He had some beautiful clocks, absolutely beautiful.
But clocks aren't Victor's only passion.
Hey, you a Packers fan?
Oh, yeah, you bet I am.
Ideally, we would just like to have a friendly neighborhood experience and that we know our neighbors and get to know them and, if not, be friends, be casual acquaintances.
But even with the best of intentions, you don't always get what you want.
It's because you got no life. The gun went off in the hallway.
Get back! Charlie, get back here! Charlie, stop! Charlie, you ate all of it! Come back here!
When there's issues involving someone's kids, at the best of times, difficult to deal with.
Hey, those kids, they're a handful.
Well, most kids are.
Yeah, I suppose.
In this apartment building, there's no escaping your neighbor's every move.
Victor had a back bedroom set up with tools and things like that, and he liked to tinker around with certain things that I suppose made him happy.
Holmes has been in magazines. He could build a car. He built an addition on our home. So he was very jack of all trades.
What is he doing up there?
I don't know.
Victor liked loud music. He liked headbanging music.
Living directly above us, we could hear everything. It was definitely loud enough to disturb us.
I don't think he realizes how thin the walls and floor are.
Some thinner walls.
Go talk to it.
It's a place that you're going to be aware of your neighbors.
some.
Oh, yeah, hey, Calvin, what's up, man?
My husband joked with him about, hey, keep the noise down.
This is a really quiet building. The walls are kind of thin.
I'm just building something, but I mean, it won't be like that all the time.
Yeah. It's the music mostly. It's just a bit loud. Can you turn it down a bit?
Listen, Calvin, buddy, I just divorced my wife. And the last thing I need is, another one telling me what to do. You know what I mean?
He just really wanted to enjoy his freedom.
We all have to live here, right?
All right, I'll turn it down. Okay. I'll see ya.
We all have an expectation of freedoms, what we want out of our downtime or our alone time.
And Victor has expectations of his own. If he has to observe the rules, then so does everyone else.
Hey, kid, you should pick up that trash.
Victor Reynolds will yell down to Calvin's son, "You gotta pick that up," like it's his responsibility to pick up any candy wrappers that are on the ground. I mean, who does Victor Reynolds think he is?
Hi, it's not mine.
Get back here!
Leave me alone. It's a big deal. I didn't do anything.
My son did tell me that, he asked him what his problem was.
You listen here, you little brat.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, tell your kid to pick up after himself and stop acting like such a brat.
Don't talk to my son that way.
I could see Kelvin coming out and seeing what the conversation was about, and then Victor and Kelvin getting into it.
Well, he needs discipline. Or maybe a smack. Hey, well, we all have to live here, right?
But the Eldridge family's contention that Victor was verbally abusive to Charlie is only one side of the story. Victor would never confront or yell at a child, a kid, a young adult.
I told my son, I said, just don't engage with him anymore. Just don't say anything back. Just keep going.
Victor is not going to let this go.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, officer.
Yes, we received a complaint about a Charlie Eldridge.
Victor calls law enforcement and is saying that he's being harassed.
Apparently he's been harassing the upstairs neighbor.
Police were called over the candy wrapper being thrown on the ground.
My kid's just playing around. That guy started yelling at him.
Now we're at a he said thing.
It's impossible for police to know for sure what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you had to come all the way out here for nothing.
Well, your neighbor certainly didn't think it was nothing. Look, you guys obviously need to sort this out.
I don't know what we can sort out. Come on, he was just being a kid.
One thing's for certain. This neighbor feud is not ending anytime soon. It absolutely spiraled out of control.
No one ever knew it would get so bad.
Go back to your hole!
In any other normal circumstances, I don't believe Victor and Calvin were generally going to be buddies hanging around with one another.
With the Eldridges and Victor Reynolds living on top of each other, small annoyances are turning into big problems.
Hey! Watch it!
Well, I think in probably most apartment complexes, any door slamming is going to create some level of noise and some type of wall shake.
Watch it!
What is this guy's problem?
It had gotten to the point where trying to communicate with one another wasn't working.
Like all communities, the Portage Court complex has its routines. Every morning the building empties out as people head to work. Calvin, with his bad knees and other ailments, is housebound.
Calvin Eldridge, he was on disability at the time, so spending a lot of time at home in that apartment in close proximity to Victor Reynolds.
Victor also spends a lot of time at home, taking care of his prize clock collection. So these neighbors are never allowed to forget who's upstairs and who's downstairs.
He would play it loud enough where I think he knew we could hear it.
told Victor what to do, you would be better to suggest him to do something and you'd get a lot further. He would become quite obstinate if he was told what to do.
He wouldn't turn his music down. You'd complain, he'd turn it up.
During the day, you should be able to do what you want to a point.
Nuts.
Calvin would bang on the ceiling. I think he had a right to be irritated. Could he have toned it down a little bit? Maybe.
After a while, it became, like on purpose. Like he just didn't care.
Calvin felt that Victor's music was too loud.
Yeah, I can't take it anymore. He's playing it like day night.
Called law enforcement. An officer went to address the matter.
Yeah, hey there. We've received a complaint about the music.
Victor very much did not appreciate law enforcement. I believe that he many times would be very argumentative with the officers.
It's the middle of the day. Don't you guys have anything better to do?
I absolutely do have something better to do.
You can't be serious.
So in the meantime, I need you to turn that off right now, sir.
Fine, whatever. Sure.
Thank you very much.
Peace and quiet are restored, but the damage is already done.
Imagine not being able to relax in your own home.
If it's not the music, there's always something else.
None of Victor's clocks were quiet. They all chimed. A lot of them chimed every 15.
How is that?
So I'm sure that really irritated him too.
They're very different people living in close proximity.
Calvin and Julie just want a quiet place to raise their kids.
You pay rent, you should be entitled to your privacy and, respectful, quiet time.
Victor just wants to live his life, too.
The two seem very determined to be at odds with one another.
It doesn't help that Victor is a very social guy.
He would have people in and out quite frequently. It was just more noise.
Yes! Go down! Right on! Touchdown, baby! Yes! Woo! All right!
He should have been able to play his music. He should have been able to have friends over.
What is your problem now? God, you live off your wife like some impotent sack of jelly.
Victor is essentially in a name-calling rage.
Just because you got no life, no friends, no job, no nothing.
He would say whatever colorful language that Victor would use. I could see him saying that.
Now go back to your hole!
Dad?
It certainly is a dangerous situation.
Things escalated faster than I ever expected.
talking to you.
We couldn't relax in our own home. It was horrible. We were basically living in hell at this point.
They were two totally different people between them. Nobody should have to put up with this situation. The noise from Victor Reynolds' apartment is incessant. Calvin and Julie Eldridge take steps to end it once and for all.
Victor's behavior was very unpredictable and scary. I would not feel comfortable confronting him about anything. We thought going to the apartment manager would be a solution.
Are you serious? Have you heard anybody else in the building complain? No! Just that jerk downstairs. I don't play my music when it's dark. I don't make any noise after hours. I haven't done anything wrong. What, and I'm just supposed
Victor was a man with a very thin filter, if any.
But I'm just supposed to listen to whatever that jerk says?
He was obnoxious. He was shouting obscenities to her.
Well, you can tell him to shove it. If he harasses me one more time, he's a dead man. And you can tell him I said that.
He would say repeatedly, he's a dead man. He's a dead man. I'm gonna f***ing kill that guy. He's a dead man.
I just don't know how he could say such things, and when I heard about these death threats against my husband, I was really upset by it, because once you say something like that, you really can't take it back.
I cannot believe, knowing Victor as long as I have, that he would actually call somebody up and say, I'm going to kill him. That's not Victor. Beat the F out of him, maybe.
Hey! Hey! The next time you got a problem with me, you take it up with me face to face. Yeah, get the hell out of here. You got no life. What the hell's the matter with you anyways?
The friction between neighbors just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Hey! Tell your kid to smarten up, will you? We're all smartening him up.
Seriously? It makes me feel very upset because you can threaten my husband all you want. You know, he's a grown person. But my son, that's my flesh and blood. You know, I would go to great lengths to protect him.
It's ridiculous.
It just strikes a chord in me. It's just very hard to hear.
You shouldn't have to live like this.
Feeling pushed into a corner, Calvin takes steps to defend his family.
Calvin had a permit for his gun, but I was more afraid of...
There's the worry of, well, how is Victor Reynolds going to respond to him carrying a gun and them being in proximity? Is he going to try to do something first?
Hey! Knock it off. Your old man complains about the noise I'm making. You guys are out here making all this racket.
Lay off.
Hey, let me tell you something about that sad lump of a f***er of yours, huh?
Hey, Victor!
You stay away from my kids.
Well, if I lived next to a guy like Victor Reynolds, I would buy a gun myself.
And then, according to Victor, Calvin takes this war of words to the next level. Victor told me Calvin patted his gun and said, I have one in here that's for you, so you will get yours.
That's another escalation of the situation.
You think that makes you tough, huh?
All of a sudden, Calvin Eldridge came across as a very nasty, macho, mean person. eye contact was always really just glaring at Victor. Intimidating, very intimidating. You gotta get out of here. The usual daily irritations continue until one day when the situation escalates to a whole new level.
These veggies are gross. When was the last time you cleaned out the fridge?
I don't know.
And you got nothing in the cupboards to eat. Okay, so I'm gonna order out. What do you feel like eating?
He did take his gun and shoot it into Victor's floor.
He barely shot a hole through a floor.
What the hell was that?
If Victor would have been standing at the wrong place at the wrong time, he would have gotten him then.
Oh, that's it.
Honestly, officer, I don't know how it just went off.
From what Calvin told me, it went off unexpectedly.
It was a really stupid thing to do.
You know, I was cleaning it, and it just went off.
He's lying! And you know it! The bullet almost hit us! He did that on purpose!
Calvin had threatened his life at this point.
Honestly, officer, I wouldn't do that.
Oh my, you lying son of a bitch!
He was obnoxious toward the police. He had a real problem with any kind of authority. He had a real problem with anybody telling him what to do.
You guys come and harass me for turning on my stereo, but you're gonna swallow whatever he says?
You need to calm down. One more outburst like that, and we'll take this downtown.
Victor Reynolds didn't have a great relationship with the police to start with, and if that's your starting point, probably not going to be very optimistic about what the outcome will be if you call the police.
You need to be more careful with your firearm. Understood?
Yeah. Of course, officer, I'm so sorry.
They let Calvin off with a polite warning.
You should go upstairs to your unit right now and chill out, okay?
You guys are useless!
I think it opened our eyes up to what Calvin was capable of and just how serious he was.
Thank you, officer.
And he got away with it. Victor felt that Calvin got away with pretty close to attempted murder.
I swear that idiot's trying to kill me.
I was just floored.
Hey, you need to be careful of him. He's dangerous. Come on.
Don't worry about him. I can take care of him.
That's when Victor realized that Calvin was out to kill him. That's when Victor said, he is going to kill me. He wants me dead.
Sometimes it just seemed like it would never end, like on and on and on. I did not feel comfortable at all.
I would think that you would be living in semi-fear, just the not knowing of what's going to set him off. He was pushing Victor's buttons. He knew that. At the Portage Court Apartments, the building manager may finally have found a way to end the feud, or at least put some distance between Victor and Calvin.
There was another apartment on offer that one of them could move to, and then they wouldn't have to live directly above and below each other. It would seem like an ideal solution.
But in this bitter standoff, there is no compromise.
Offer in parts because he said that he'd been there longer.
Do you know, that would be such a hassle with her children, all their things are here.
It's hard to pack up a whole family.
No, we're not doing it.
Why the hell should I move? Because of that idiot!
He was offered the opportunity to move across the complex to a larger apartment, a nicer apartment. Victor turned that down flat.
Give me a break!
There is intense animosity between these two guys, and you're essentially asking one of them to concede and move, while the other would get to stay and probably feel like the winner of the situation.
And they both absolutely refused to move. Neither of them, Calvin or Victor, would budge. Instead, they remained seething in anger, separated by only a few inches of flooring.
I think they were each waiting for the other to cross the line and trying to provoke the other one to do something stupid. And that was going to be like, I'm the winner in this. I'm going to win.
It was a normal day for me. I was at work, and I come home between 2 and 2:30.
For Victor, it's game day. For Kevin, it's just more misery. And the downstairs neighbor is reaching his breaking point.
By that time, I think they both just hated each other, and they were bound and determined in one way or the other that it was going to end.
What? I had it! Oh, yeah, you had it? I think the cops on you.
Calvin lips off back.
Call the cops, are you? Yeah, go ahead and call the cops.
Victor was far more aggressive. He was far more boisterous and loud.
You're the biggest idiot I've ever met! Get it!
Even after Calvin had asked Victor to turn it down, what did Victor do? He turned the music up. He made it louder and louder and louder.
Do it! Yeah! How do you like that? Yeah,
Calvin doesn't have time to stew over this argument.
I'd asked my husband to go pick up my son.
Before he leaves, Calvin takes his gun and a spare magazine.
He had a state of Wisconsin carry and conceal license, which allowed him to carry the firearm.
I told my husband, I said, just keep going and just go do what you gotta do.
Reported by Victor that the door was slammed.
And by him slamming the door, he knew exactly what it was doing to Victor's clocks. Calvin had pushed him to his limit. Where Victor at that time, his adrenaline must have just been so over that he wasn't thinking. Calvin had pushed him that far.
Hey! Hey! You broke my clock, you bastard!
I think he just was in a state of mind that he was going to do whatever it took to end this.
I saw him come up behind him, and then they just started fighting.
I have never known him to be in a fight. Never. I can't imagine how out of his mind he was to hit somebody that he knows had a gun.
Come here!
I just guess he snapped that day. He just come downstairs and charged. I feared for my life. I thought I was going to die. He was strong. He just threw me around like I was a little rag doll. I just couldn't get away from him. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. What was happening? And he just kept coming and coming.
They are up against another one of the doors. She's on with 911.
Columbia County 911. Hey! We need this unit of service. Any available Portage units? I have a DC in progress at 2842 Village Road.
I didn't know what to do. I just kept shouting for them to stop, just let them go.
Victor, stop it!
Columbia County 911.
Hello? There's a going on in my apartment complex.
How many people?
My dad and one of our neighbors.
Victor
Victor going for the gun.
He grabbed my extra clip out of my holster, and he was hitting me in the head and was cutting my head open.
So Calvin then gets the gun out of the holster.
I hit him in the head a couple times with the gun and it didn't stop him. It acted like it didn't even faze him. Like, never hurt him or anything. He was like, I don't know, like a madman.
Victor doesn't let go.
Still choking me, and then that's when I heard the pop.
He shot me! Victor has been hit in the leg.
He shot me! I heard the gun go off, but it didn't really click that it actually happened. I knew something had happened, but I was just more afraid of losing my husband.
I think it just went off in the hallway. The gun went off in the hallway?
Yeah.
3305, shots fired. 3305, shots fired.
He knows that he pulled the trigger on his gun. He sees that Victor is bleeding. Victor's yelling at him still.
And I told my husband, I said, get in the house. And he just was really exhausted, sweating, and traumatized.
He shot me, man! He shot me!
Victor was vocal and yelling and swearing. He was lying against the wall on the floor in the hallway. He was clearly bleeding. There was blood on the floor, blood on him.
The police came into Calvin's apartment and found Calvin laying on the floor with the gun next to him. He was put up no struggle at all.
Last time I remember is the police was on me, putting handcuffs on me.
Calvin was then officially taken into custody for charges of recklessly endangering safety and taken to the Columbia County Jail.
Victor is rushed into surgery. What looks like a minor leg wound turns out to be much more serious as the bullet hit an artery. Victor Reynolds dies hours later.
I got a call at 5 o'clock in the morning from Victor's little sister, and she's just screaming, calm down, what happened? She said, Victor's dead. Without anybody ever telling me, I knew it was Calvin. I was crushed. I couldn't believe it, because he was my go-to person. I had a hard time.
Even the man who pulled the trigger is devastated.
I cried like a baby. I didn't want him to die. I just lost it. I didn't want to live anymore.
Calvin Eldridge is charged with second-degree reckless homicide and recklessly endangering safety. He cannot afford to post bail, so must remain in prison awaiting trial.
These are both bogus charges in my estimation. I didn't feel that any charges should have been issued.
For what? For protecting myself. It was not right. I was upset, sad. I just couldn't believe they were trying to charge me for murder for protecting my own self.
It is Victor Reynolds is the one who chose to come down, chose to confront my client, chose to go after Calvin, and chose to start beating the hell out of him for no reason.
But the fact remains that Calvin's the one that carried the gun. Calvin wasn't shot. That it was Victor Reynolds who was shot.
Murder? No. My husband never intended for this to happen. He fought his hardest to get Victor off him. He didn't want to be in the fight at all. He didn't want it to go that far.
After pleading guilty to recklessly endangering safety, Calvin serves just over 13 months.
I wasn't too happy with him having to do jail time. I just wanted him back home because I was the only one working. It was hard to do everything on my own.
Calvin returns home to the Portage Court Apartments, where he and his family still live.
It's been fine. I've been getting along and everything. It's just You know, when people look at you, they look at you different now because they think you've done something majorly wrong or something.
He's out walking around. He murdered somebody. I'm a firm believer that what goes around comes around, and he will get his, and he has a higher above that he has to answer to. And I believe that. I hope every night when he closes his eyes, and I said this from day one, I hope Victor haunts him. I miss him every day.
The jail time was very hard, and now that he's home, it's just brought peace back to me. And calming. He's the one that helps me keep things together for me.
You know, I wish he was still here. You know, I wish we could have been friends. To this day, I still feel some guilty about what happened. I don't say it's his fault. I don't say it's my fault. It's both our faults.
Living in a good neighborhood can feel like winning the lottery.
Just a normal neighborhood, quiet, peaceful, friendly.
How you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
He did all the things that a good neighbor would do.
But some dreams are too good to be true.
Come on.
That's when you notice that mental illness really kicked in.
Why y'all watching me?
You felt that we were all conspiring against him.
Why don't you go away? You don't belong here. Dog killer.
Excuse me? Everybody's after me.
What are you doing here? You want to call the cops again?
There has to be something you can do.
That's where it is.
And they just kept ignoring the signs. The government and the police have been watching me. It's injustice.
He was just a ticking time bomb just waiting to explode.
You just had a house blow up.
Never thought it would escalate to murder.
Hey! What are you doing?
They ain't moving anywhere. Julie! That's so bad. It's pathetic. It's you!
Located in Baltimore County, Maryland, the community of Parkview Crossing is home to nice, hard-working people.
Just a normal American neighborhood, quiet, peaceful, friendly, no crime, nice.
We had a lot of professional people. You had different nationalities, different age groups. We had a little bit of everybody there.
George Harvell has called Parkview Crossing home for many years.
We moved in May of 1996. It was a townhouse community close to my wife's work. Affordable housing, which everyone wants. It was a nice new development, new shiny house.
Hey, morning, Vogel. Hey, George. How you doing today? I'm all right. Good, good.
Vogel moved in probably a month after I did. He was my next door neighbor, single guy, loved sports, loved cooking, didn't like to cut grass.
Me and George, we see each other just about every day. Great friend, great neighbor, somebody I always could depend on.
You take care today.
Always.
You go catch some crooks.
When I moved in, I was a federal police officer. The people that knew, they just treated me the same.
Parkview Crossing is also home to Everton Brown.
Everton was a really nice guy. He did all the things that a good neighbor would do. He kind of laid a good foundation, for the friendship that we had.
Hey, George, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Mine's looking real good, Everton. Thanks, man.
Everton is a truck driver and lives alone with his beloved pit bull.
Everton is a tractor-trailer driver, and so
We've been better. Mom just passed away.
Oh, no, George. Sorry to hear that, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hope you're holding up, eh?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we tried.
Okay. Everton Express, if I ever need anything, just let him know.
You know what? I got the right thing to cheer you, man.
Is that right?
The big fight is on.
That's right.
Everton and I both enjoy sports a lot, and we would watch fights together.
Come on over tonight. I'm going to cook dinner, and we watch the fight together. Huh?
You're on.
All right,
I'll
man.
see you tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Good stuff, man.
I'll see you.
Good.
Everton, this is the best meal I've had in ages.
He took pride in his cooking. He was a good cook. which was kind of amazing for a single guy that's always on the road a lot with his work.
I think you're gonna make some lucky woman very happy.
I hope so. But I'm on the road a lot.
I think he was a sense of loneliness. Being on the road and driving all the time absolutely had an effect. He was looking for, some compassion, some love.
I didn't want to say anything, but I'm dating a woman that lives around here.
That's great.
Hey, just make sure you invite us to the wedding.
But the good times are about to take a twisted turn.
Why don't you go get alive and stop terrorizing me?
You ain't even worth watching, you're a fool.
Bring it on, man. Come on, bring it on, man.
If he had one goal to cause chaos and havoc, he did it.
For now, love is in the air for Everton Brown.
So when are we gonna go out again? I mean, we have to talk about our future.
Everton displayed like a really kind of a strong bravado type of personality, and that's not really appealing to everyone.
You're really nice, but I don't think it's gonna work out between us.
He was rushing things, and basically she said she didn't like that, didn't feel comfortable with that. She basically told him in so many words, "You're not my type, someone I want to be with."
Obviously, no one likes to be rejected in a relationship, but it seemed like he was always in control. He was a single person in control of his own career. He had his own house, but she took that control away from him when she called that off.
That was the beginning. That's when we saw Everton just completely change.
Everton's former flame soon gets a nasty surprise.
It was a boulder about this big in her windshield.
Without a shadow of a doubt, she believed it was him. It wasn't like it was just a random act of vandalism. She felt it was targeted towards her. She knew it was him.
But when the police arrive,
near her or a car.
Okay. Thank you for your time, sir.
Nothing ever came about that, so there was no action taken against him. But when she called the police, then all of a sudden he was on the defensive, and he resented that very much.
His demeanor really changed, attitude, caring about himself, and that's when he basically flipped.
Soon after, George witnesses Everton's new edge firsthand.
Are we going this over again, man? Are you doing this to me, man? All I'm asking is for you guys to be fair with me, man. That's all I'm asking. I don't want to speak to the supervisor, man. I want what's coming to me. No, hello? Is everything all right, Ed? No, my company, man, they're screwing me over.
They were supposed to pay me for fuel, they were supposed to pay me for tolls, and they didn't pay him. And again, now he's not in control.
Why don't you just work for a different company? Clearly they don't deserve you. No, man, that ain't gonna happen because I worked my butt off for this company. They owe me.
Just his level of frustration with the companies he was dealing with, you could see it was just eating at him. Really changed his whole personality.
Now, Everton's simmering rage turns an everyday issue into a turf war.
It's almost like a unwritten rule, so to speak. If your townhouse is here in front of you, then you took that parking spot. So basically, everyone always parked in the same spots. And he was very possessive about his parking space. And so there was an evening where my wife came home, and she parked right in front of his house. He actually moved his car and parked closer to her car. I'm talking about 6 to 12 inches. And that's how close he parked. She wasn't happy about that at all. At that point, it got very awkward. I was in shock. I never saw that side of him. It's like he snapped.
And poison your dog! You're lying to me! It was to a point where you didn't want to even go with it. Because if you did, you don't know what can happen. Don't.
He had that sense of you didn't want to get on the wrong side of him.
Hey, your truck is parked in front of my wife's car. You know that's my wife's car, right? She was in box straight.
He said she was crooked, and it's unacceptable.
Give her a break, man. Look, that's my parking spot in front of my home. Everyone knows that. Should have known better.
And he just went on and I just left it at that.
Ev, come on, man. Why don't we talk about this over dinner, right? Or some beers, just you and me.
Oh, thanks.
The whole dynamic just changed so quickly. His frustration just kept building and building and building.
Months later, George and his family move out of Parkview Crossing.
He had a large part to do with it. My wife felt that he was unstable, so kind of unsettling to deal with that every single day when the person's just 4 doors down from where you live.
With one of his few friends now gone, the solitude takes its toll on Everton Brown.
I think he felt the whole world was closing in on him. I think he felt bad getting rejected by her and the situation with his trucking, and I think he felt everything was starting to shut down on him, like everybody was against him.
You could see his disdain toward other people. He really felt that we were all conspiring somehow against him.
Within weeks, Everton's concerning behavior and conspiracy theories reach a troubling new level.
I remember I went to the grocery store, came back, I pulled up. I had this feeling that somebody walked up on me. And I got my back turned as I'm getting out of the car. I can't see what's going on. I had groceries in my hand. So I dropped the groceries and I pulled my own personal gun out.
It's me, bro. It's me.
I said, don't you ever walk up on me like that ever again.
I just want to ask you something. You work for the feds, right?
You the man. You work for the feds. I said, and what?
Yeah. So why y'all watching me?
You watching me. You trying to get me locked up. You trying to do something to me.
Let me ask you something. Are you up in some clock tower with a sniper rifle?
No.
Are you pushing heroin or running a prostitution ring?
No.
I said, are you a serial killer? He's like, no. Are you carrying major weight of drugs? Are you transporting human bodies? No. Well, ain't nobody watching you because you ain't reason enough to watch.
You don't have anything to worry about.
I know it's real.
Everton, go home.
You talk to him as much as you can. You try to catch him on one of his good days. So when you talk to him, you just basically tell him, look, man, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you. I can get you help. I'm not the one after you.
But Everton doesn't find his neighbor's answers reassuring.
He was just too strong-willed to acknowledge or accept the fact that he had a problem. You might have had a problem, but Everton did not have a problem. He would have been open to any type of help from anyone.
One night, Everton's theories are confirmed when he convinces himself.
I thought the government was always watching him, especially me, because I was like 3 doors down.
Position itself right over the house top, man. Harassing me.
He said this drone was following. It wasn't a drone, it was a star.
Tell me that ain't taking millions and millions of America's money to do this, man. Terrorize me, man.
Everton and his thoughts about everyone conspiring against him, in his eyes, those were real.
I got you on camera.
Certain he's under constant surveillance, Everton turns his home into a fortress.
He had cameras, spotlights, so you came anywhere near his house, the lights would come on. He had 12 locks on his door, inside and outside.
And he has no intention of suffering in silence.
He had signs all over his truck and his house and his car. That's when you notice that mental illness probably really kicked in. One of the signs said, FBI, stay out of my home and my vehicle. It's been years.
Hey!
And I'm like, what's going on?
You alright?
I'm alright. Everything is good.
Ain't nothing wrong with me. So he was always denied there was never nothing wrong with him.
Everton is determined to stop being harassed, no matter what anyone thinks.
I don't think anyone ever had any conversations with Everton regarding getting any help. To tell someone that you think they need some sort of help could trigger a response that you might not want.
Neighbors like Vogel Hill are becoming increasingly wary of their former friend.
It was a touchy situation, so you just had to let it play as it is and just leave him alone. I was already into that mental state where everybody's after me, and I'm right and everybody's wrong.
After years of animosity, Parkview Crossing residents have adapted to the constant tension. But when a new family moves into the area, it triggers a new wave of hostility from Everton. The latest arrivals are Ivory Williams, his wife Kara Williams, and their son, Williams Jr.
The neighborhood was really friendly, nice houses, family friendly, and it was really close to my job.
You move into a new community, obviously you want to meet, your neighbors and establish some sort of relationship with them.
First day we moved into the neighborhood, Everton Brown was standing in front of his house, and I introduced myself.
Hi, Ivory. Just moved in.
Do I look like I care who you are?
His response had me feeling like this is probably a person that I just need to keep my distance. I would just try to avoid Everton Brown.
Within weeks, Everton's dog becomes ill, and his main...
And he had recorded videos of the dog in the yard, then posted on YouTube.
Is that justice? That's the FBI at work. This is the 5th time my dog done went to the bathroom today. I'm gonna get these bastards. They done something to you.
Then, a short time later, the dog passed.
Everton knows exactly who is responsible.
Dog killer?
Excuse me?
I mean, my mind was just racing.
Something definitely was going to happen. It got really bad.
Everyone was talking for Everton Brown.
I know you killed my dog.
What are you talking about?
He would accuse, I know you came into my house, I know you poisoned my dog.
I got proof.
He was saying, I know that you was in my house because you left a cigarette butt.
She left us on my floor after you poisoned him.
That was just absurd innocent then saying we would kill his pet.
I wasn't inside your house, and I didn't poison your dog!
Stop lying!
Mr. Brown, we don't know anything about your dog. Now please leave us alone or we're going to call the police.
Stay away from our place from now on!
It was frustrating to have to come home every day wondering, are you going to have a confrontation with Everton Brown before you go into your house?
From now on, we shouldn't come outside if we see him on the street.
But avoiding Everton is nearly impossible, as Williams Jr. soon discovers.
I see you. I know what you're doing.
Everton came out there and just started saying things to him.
You keeping tabs on me.
It went from mild things with the government being after him, and then it went to, we were part of the FBI trying to get him. This is really getting out of hand.
Why don't you go get alive and stop terrorizing me?
Everton is a person that's going to keep on and keep on and keep on until he either breaks you or he makes you come over there and do something to him.
Hey! What's all the shouting? You know what's going on. Your son is a peeping Tom.
You're not even worth watching. You're a fool.
Everton made a threat. He said something like, I'm not going to get you now, but I'm going to get you later. My son was arguing with him, and his father and I both said to stop arguing with Everton.
I'm not putting up with this. I'm calling the cops.
Because he started threatening my son called the police. And Baltimore County Police came to our home.
What do you mean there's nothing you can do? There was no trespassing involved.
They pretty much stated, as long as he don't come on our property or hurt or harm anyone, it was pretty much nothing they could do.
I'm sorry. There's nothing more.
Everton just laughed. He knew the police wasn't going to do anything.
Refusing to back down, the infuriated neighbors try another channel in an attempt to rein in Everton.
I am
association about Everton and the occurrences we have had with them, and we try to deal with it that way.
Every time we see him, he says something to us.
He's playing with us. We've already called the police. Is there anything you can do?
If you had cracks in the pavement in front of your house, they would try to come and tell you need to fix that. But they would never say anything to him. It was like almost like the homeowners association was scared of Everton.
Look, if something's not done, I'm afraid this can end very bad.
I told him. I said either Everton's going to kill somebody, or somebody's going to kill Everton, or it's going to be vice versa.
Well, I can definitely send a notice.
That's not going to do anything.
I think a lot of people are really mad with the homeowners association because the homeowners association do nothing about it.
Meanwhile, their neighbor's surging paranoia forces him into complete isolation.
The best thing you could do at this time is ignore him. If you gave him any kind of attention, that means he'll keep going. If you ignore him, he'll cut it shorter. So we just ignored him. Everybody ignored him. Nobody paid him no mind.
While residents do their best to avoid Everton, they're still constantly worried about what might happen next.
Initially, I thought Everton Brown was just a harasser. As time wore on, I seen his behavior to become more aggressive, and then I started to think like it's possible that he could possibly hurt somebody.
But no one could have predicted Everton's next target.
Our trash get picked up every Tuesday morning.
Stop what you're doing! Why you going to my garbage trying to find stuff for me for the FBI?
You can hear him say something to the trash man. He said, y'all ain't no real trash man, y'all the FBI.
I'm an innocent man. Are you still to the government?
He was still running his mouth about they the FBI, so the dude came off the trash truck, went up air steps.
What are you doing? You should be ashamed of yourself.
He was laying on the ground, and he got up and went in the house.
Instead of teaching him a lesson, Everton's latest battle fuels his fire.
For years, the government and the police have been watching me, harassing me. It's injustice.
2 o'clock in the morning, it could be 12 in the afternoon, it could be 4 o'clock in the morning. Whenever he felt he had the need, he would come out.
Can't you see? You're coming to get all of us. Where's my justice?
I knew where this might be headed, and I've seen it in my career in law enforcement. Dealing with people with mental illness is hard. It's really hard because you got to find out what angle they're coming from. What's causing you and what's triggering you to act like this? So I'll keep trying to talk to him.
The next time Vogel Hill is out for a walk, he makes one last attempt with Everton and gets a surprising response.
He was doing something to his door, the 13 locks, 12 locks.
It's a lot of locks. Hey, folks, how you doing? Good?
The norm. It was like nothing really happened.
Couldn't be better, my brother. Okay, you don't need me, I'm here, right?
But this pleasant side of Everton vanishes as quickly as it appeared.
I've had other cases where I've had people have mental illness, you sit down and talk to them, like, what do you need? You need help? I'm here to help you. I can get you help. Boom, boom. You tell them this, you tell them that. And usually it works out. His case, it would not work out. It did not work out.
And Everton won't rest until the entire world hears his message.
My name is Everton Brown, and I've been victimized and violated for more than 7 years by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
So, trust that you asked me to call the police.
I've had 7 jobs in the past 5 years because of the FBI.
His YouTube page was very entertaining. Oh, this is a nutcase about to explode.
It's just another way of trying to victimize another black man because you don't want me to speak out. You don't want me to speak out, so you try to suppress my voice in any way and in every way you can.
Some of the neighbors knew about the videos. They all had the same idea that I did. The elevator's definitely not going to the top floor. Something was wrong. There was something wrong.
Everton decides to bring his grievances directly to the U.S. president.
President, I am begging your feet. Stop violating my home and slowly destroy my property.
He's at the White House protesting about Obama. Got people watching me. And you're violating my civil rights.
As his delusions keep escalating, another new family moves onto Parkview Drive.
The Quintanilla family lived between my house and Everton Brown's house. So the Quintanilla family lived directly next door to Everton Brown.
Ishmael Quintanilla, his wife Sarah Alacote, and their son Anthony are excited to finally have a place of their own.
It meant a lot, because now we have our house, we can have our own garden, our own backyard, have plants, have a grill, without any disturbance.
Damn fools, you think you can trick me?
But their new neighbor is about to send their excitement crashing down.
First time we encountered Everton, it wasn't very good first impression. He kept looking at us with a mean stare, just cursing at us, mumbling in his breath.
Idiots.
I don't believe I ever had the opportunity to warn the Quintanilla family about Everton. I don't believe any of the other neighbors had either.
The Quintanillas learn about Everton's tactics the hard way.
¿Qué pasa aquí? He's in our spot.
Otra vez. Don't worry, I'll talk to him.
Whoa! You can't park here.
My dad had parked near the sidewalk in front of his house, which he doesn't own the sidewalk, but he still got mad.
Why don't you pack up and go away? You don't be...
We called the cops. The cops came. He eventually moved the car. It took a very long time for that to happen.
Is there anything you can do to stop this man from harassing us?
I recommend you get a restraining order.
My dad said if we put a restraining order, he's probably going to do the same. He's probably going to curse at us, so... But they didn't do nothing.
That's it?
Sorry. That's the way it is.
We were alone in this with trying to get somebody to see that there's a problem with this particular neighbor, and they just kept ignoring the signs no matter how many people called.
Everton's rage at the irritations and injustice around him is about to reach a deadly new level.
You know, when I saw him, he looked frustrated. At some point, he did tell me that he had a gun. He said, I gotta protect myself.
Nobody knew that it was going to get this bad.
He had a Glock 9mm, legally or not legally. It's not like he can't go down into Baltimore City and purchase one off the streets. It's not that hard.
He had the gun. He said he needed it for protection when he was at home. I never would have thought that he would use it in a way where he would, harm someone.
By now, everyone in Parkview Crossing is living in fear, helplessly awaiting Everton Brown's next move.
I never looked at him as being a violent person. Temper, yes. Violent. I never thought Everton was violent.
George is about to be proved dead wrong.
My son was sitting in his car on his phone listening to music. Everton Brown pulled up, he got out and put a flashlight in the car on my son.
What are you doing here?
And said, what you doing in there? What you doing in there? Just harassing him. And so my son and him started having words.
You want to call the cops again? What's the matter with you? Stop bothering me.
My son got out the car. Then Everton goes to his truck and grabs a bag.
Bring it on, man. Come on, bring it on, man.
So we called the police, and the police did arrive, and we told them what happened, and the officer went over and talked to him.
So Mr. Brown is saying that your son assaulted him?
That's not true.
No.
This guy chased my son with a bat.
Now it's his word against mine, saying that my son threatened him or hit him, which was nonsense.
This man has been harassing us for a very long time. There has to be something you can do.
A restraining order is the best you can do, sir. To hear was nothing much that the police could do until he physically harmed or hurt someone. It made me feel like that somebody had to almost lose their life or die for action to be taken.
I understand from the police point of view what they're saying.
Fine. We'll look into getting a restraining order.
You folks have a nice evening.
Days later, the Williams family is successful in securing a peace order against Everton.
The Baltimore County police officers explained that a peace order is something that you put on a person when there's harassment involved or threat or things like that. So I filed a peace order on him. I was relieved. It made me feel safe that at least finally that the police was going to be involved if I had any more incidents with Everton.
But the relief is short-lived.
You think I'm scared of a little peace order?
He pretty much laughed about it and said, I don't care about that SHIT, pretty much laughing in my face like, whatever. Nothing's going to happen from that either.
He continued with the same behavior.
It just makes you angry because you want to really take things into your own hands, but you don't do that because you know the repercussions of that. But it gets to that point.
People were tired of it. It got to a point where people were ready to leave.
On May 1st, 2021, Sagar Gamir moves into Parkview Crossing, completely unaware of the war zone in which he's just landed.
Sagar moved into the house directly next to Everton Brown, opposite the Quintanilla family.
Hey, how's it going?
Originally from Nepal, Sagar is residing with a Nepalese family while he applies to graduate school. Although the way Everton sees it, Sagar is another spy sent to keep tabs on him.
All the frustrations and all the conspiracies and everyone against him, it was just too much.
As the peace orders begin to pile up against Everton, his mental health hits rock bottom.
Once you do get a peace order, if the person does break any of those regulations on a peace order, then they'll come and lock him up.
I think Everton felt alone. I think he felt the walls were closing in on him. He felt like sooner or later it was going to be that time. And I'm going to take some people with me.
We were all asleep, and this loud noise I've never ever heard in my life. It shook the whole house. I automatically hopped out the bed and looked out the back window, and I saw fire and smoke and debris falling everywhere from Everton Brown's home.
It's a fire! The explosion happened. I was in the bed. I'm like, what in the world's going on? I'm seeing all this fire and stuff shooting out.
Terrified neighbors frantically call 911.
We just had a house blow up in the house next door. Oh my God, we don't see them. We don't see them.
I was trying to call 911, but 911 was so busy that day. I guess everybody else heard it as well, so I couldn't get through on the line. My husband at that point went down.
Stay here. Dad, don't! My son was like, don't go down there, Daddy, don't go down there. So I was like, I'm just gonna go see what's going on. I was thinking it was an accident. So I opened up my door and stepped out to get a better view of what was going on. Did I see any commotion? Did I see if anybody was hurt? And I could see a figure standing with his back towards me.
Hey, buddy, you okay? You okay?
He turned around, I could see in his hand that he had a handgun.
No, Evan, stop! Please stop!
I assumed that he was trying to load it, so I ran back in the house, slammed my door. From my son's bedroom, you could see the front of our house, and my son saw Everton approaching the Continentals' house.
Mama! Papa! I thought maybe it's a random earthquake or something. We heard knocking. My mom and dad were going downstairs. I thought it could be a firefighter.
Who is it? No, come back!
The door got broken open by Everton.
Take it easy! Don't talk to me!
I can only imagine how the Quintennial family must have felt for you to be begging for your life.
He shot my mom. I went upstairs to my room to grab my phone and dial 911.
Hello, please hurry, our neighbor broke into our house and is attacking us.
All I heard was my dad crying and saying, don't hurt my family.
Please, I beg you. It's my family.
And then heard a few shots. Then after the shooting, my mom went outside.
She ran down, but she tumbled between the cars. And she's already been shot.
Help! Help me, please! Help! Help! Somebody, please!
She was saying, please help me, please help me. Could never have predicted what was going to happen next. Violence should not have occurred.
Somebody help me!
Everton went after Ismail's wife. Ismail's wife tried to run out, and he shot her. It's time for me to jump in action. It's time for me to get ready, just in case he does try to come over here. I grabbed my phone, and I thought I grabbed my gun. I went downstairs, opened the door, seen him, didn't have my gun.
The damage to Vogel's house is severe, making it impossible to go back upstairs and get his weapon.
So I had to stand there, actually watch. I had to think about what my next move was going to be.
Seconds later, Sagar Gamir and a friend are forced outside.
Because they were connected onto his house, and their house was catching on fire, so they had to evacuate. Cigar and his friend tried to save Ismail's wife. I seen him shoot Cigar, then I seen him shoot Cigar's friend, hit him in the leg, then he just went after Cigar again, shot him again.
Now the whole neighborhood is witnessing the violence unfold.
I need you to get to safety right now. He's still holding a gun. He's still holding a gun.
We could hear the sirens in the area, so we knew that it was coming close.
Multiple police officers descend on Parkview Crossing and immediately locate the shooter.
First cop pulled up. Ed started shooting at him.
Shots fired.
And that's when everybody started coming from Baltimore County.
Police rapidly surround Everton.
They got there really quick. Really, really quick. I was saying, I hope they get them.
Drop the gun!
They had an all-out shootout right there.
It sounded was coming from everywhere. Like multiple cops were shooting or something.
There's a term in law enforcement called suicide by cop. I think he wanted to die that day.
Shots fired. Subject down.
When everything stopped, I was pretty much sure. I thought they had killed him.
Everton, he got shot pretty bad. His abdomen area all shot up in his stomach, and they dragged him away further down the end of the block.
With Everton neutralized, police worked quickly to tend to the victims in the raging fires.
Careful, couple minutes out here. I'm coming, Who's here? Hey, boss! Come on, try to get them off.
After the smoke clears, authorities determine the cause of the explosion.
Everton Brown blew up his home.
It was a gas explosion. Cigar house completely collapsed. Everything's house was destroyed and blew up. All the rest of the houses had this smoke and water damage.
A week after I went back to the house to see the damages that happened, and when I saw the house, I was so broken. I started crying, getting things back in my head that happened.
Ishmael Quintanilla, Sarah Alacote, and Sagar Gamir are all killed in the vicious attack by Everton Brown. Sagar's friend miraculously survives.
I think it was planned. The exact date, don't know. But the stuff he had, you had 2 9mm, a knife in your pocket, 2 knives in your pocket, and you had 4 bombs made. So that was definitely planned.
I think he decided, I'm going to blow up my home in order to get the neighbors to come out, and then I'm going to kill everybody that I see.
Anthony Quintanilla has lost both his parents.
I like to have my father be remembered as a hardworking man that was good to everybody and cared for other people. I would like my mother to be remembered as a loving person that did anything for her family, to work hard.
Sagar Gamir had only been living in the area for a week before he was cruelly taken from his friends and family.
I can imagine they felt anger. I'm sure they was upset. And I'm sure they only wondered how could something like this happen.
I don't think it'll go away for a lot of people, especially people who were immediately impacted. They never thought Ed would escalate from maybe fights and harassing people to murder.
Everton Brown is killed during the police shootout. He leaves behind a legacy of harassment, bizarre behavior, and terrible violence.
I didn't feel sorry for Everton. He got what he deserved because he killed those innocent people.
People that came in contact with Everton in that area, we would always have a saying similar to, it's just a matter of time. Insinuating that he was just a ticking time bomb, just waiting to explode.
Sense of this horrible tragedy.
I think if more things were done with the Homeowners Association and Baltimore County Police Department, I think this could have been avoided.
I know the police got a lot of other things going on and their hands are tied, but if you get that many complaints about one person, there's a problem. People are still in shock to this day about it because we don't believe it.
Mister, is your dog a poodle?
Yes, he is. New neighbors can make all the difference.
Hi, I'm Guy.
For better
You guys can come over anytime you want to.
and for worse.
They went from a harmless poodle to a very large dog.
Rocky, no! Your dog! almost killed me.
I wish she did. The aggressiveness was just crazy.
Would you two lay off?
I'm tired of looking at your crap outside all the time. Okay, enough.
He appears to have been a fairly paranoid guy.
There are kids here. Hey, this is on you.
He had guns spread out all over the house.
Is there a window you can get out of?
I was terrified.
He has his gun pointed at me, and he's looking right at me.
Port St. Lucie police, drop your weapon.
Oh my God, there's a shooter in my house!
Hey! What are you doing? Won't you leave? You, as social man, as pathetic as you!
The coastal town of Port St. Lucie, Florida, is one of the oldest and most beautiful in the U.S.
There's lots of activities. There's the beach, there's fishing, there's a lot of dining and entertainment. It's bustling.
There's a lot of older retirees and people that are trying to raise a family here in Port St. Lucie. Everything is very small town. Everybody got along.
Good dog, Greta. Good dog.
Mom, can we take her off leash? No, not yet, honey. She's still just a puppy.
After marrying as childhood sweethearts, Guy and Monique Hansman have raised 4 children in Port St. Lucie.
Let me show you how to pet a dog behind its ears. Okay, hey, hi there.
My mom, she's a very hardworking person, definitely states her point. She's done everything for us as kids. Everything that we could possibly want growing up, she made sure happened with us.
Those are good doggies. Look at those eyes. Those big brown eyes.
Like that, huh?
My dad, he did everything with us. He traveled with us, took us to sporting events, took us to our activities. Just an all-around perfect dad.
Guy and Monique spent years working as retail managers while they raised sons. Later, they adopted Harper and Patrick.
Patrick and Harper were introduced to our family after me and my brother had left the house. My parents were older and more financially stable and well off.
In 2012, this patch of paradise attracts a brand new set of retirees, the Delceros. And they have the
fluffy dog that my little brother and sister love to play with.
Mister, is your dog a poodle?
Yes, he is. You like poodles?
Yeah, we have one.
Hi, he's pretty friendly. Hi, hey, we live next door. Hi, I'm Guy.
I'm Monique. Hi.
Oh, I'm Ronald Delcero. This is my wife, Sandra.
And are these your adorable children? Okay, say hi. Harper, Patrick.
After raising 3 kids, Ron and Sandra have retired to Florida to live the good life.
The Delceros had made quite a lot of money in home construction, landscaping, and so forth in Pennsylvania.
Can your poodle play with our poodle?
Of course, you guys can come over anytime you want to.
Sandra and Ron were pretty nice to the kids. The kids, they always treated well.
Hey, and if you knock on my door sometime, I might have a treat for you.
I like treats.
You are welcome.
But very soon, neighborly kindness will give way to threats and tragedy.
You said we're scared of you. We are not. Oh. Get off of me!
That video is a lie.
For now, this stretch of Port St. Lucie is a happy, peaceful place.
My little brother and sister would run over to their yard, and the dog would run around, and they would play with it.
Hey, kids. It's lunchtime. Cute dog. Almost as cute as your old man.
No.
Hey.
Hey, heard you like to fish. I used these when I was your age.
Patrick would fish in our backyard, and they had gifted him a fishing pole, and they were pretty nice to him.
Well, Patrick Hansman, what do you say?
Thank you. Did you say Hansman? Any relation to Larny Hansman?
Well, yeah. That was my dad.
Delcero would have recognized the Hansman name instantly.
What do you ask?
No reason.
But Ron does have his reasons. Guy's father, Larny Hansman, had a distinguished career as a jockey and racing judge, riding twice in the Kentucky Derby.
He was known as an honest jockey. He also was very rarely penalized for any kind of an offense on the track. He was a solid guy.
In a remarkable coincidence, Ron Delcero also has ties to the racing world. But it's a tainted connection. Ron owned a thoroughbred racing stable where a trainer was suspended for drugging a horse.
The upshot of it is Ronald Del Cerro was left with pretty much the opposite kind of reputation in horse circles that Larry Hansman had.
Hey guys, let's go.
As soon as he found out who his next door neighbor was, that must have kind of burned a hole in his stomach, because somehow he'd ended up living right next door to a family.
Ron is reminded every day of the glowing Hansman record.
He was now retired. He had no occupation other than mulling over what had gotten him to that point.
What you doing?
Fruit salad.
Well, stop before you hurt yourself.
And he's looking next door and he's seeing a happy family, he's seeing happy kids, he's seeing happy dogs. It would be very easy for him to have focused on the Hansman's happiness as a source of aggravation to himself.
It's bad enough the next-door neighbors hearken to things Ron prefers to forget. Now he feels they're cluttering up the neighborhood.
I like to sail, and that's one of the things that I, aspire to be great in. We do a lot of races down here in Florida.
On in.
After I moved out and moved into my own home, I would leave one of my boats parked at my parents' house, and because I just didn't have the storage space for it. And my dad would help me on a lot of our projects, including my own boats to work on.
I can get this ready in time.
Hey, you boys thirsty?
Hey, thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
No way I'd be ready for the Gato without you two.
It looks really good.
But not everyone shares the Hansman's love of sailing.
How long has the boat been there?
The whole weekend.
It's like living beside a marina.
I'm not putting up with this one more second.
The Hansmans are about to learn there's another side to their friendly neighbor.
Excuse me. Is your boat?
Yeah. Why?
One of your neighbors lodged a complaint. You mind if I take a look?
Yeah. Ron Del Cerro was looking for anything and everything that he could find just to make a complaint about our family. Whether it was from my boats or from the trailer that my father parked for his business in the driveway. Every license plate and every tire and every piece of equipment that we had around our house was checked.
Jeez, who would have lodged a complaint against us?
Me! That thing's an eyesore. I want it gone.
What are you talking about? That's my boat. It's perfectly legal.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, there's no infraction here. Period.
Nothing came about it because there was nothing for them to complain about with the city, and that was the end of it.
You have a nice day.
Yet Ron is only just getting started.
What's his problem?
As soon as one case closed, another case would open. My dad and my mom used to call me and say, we have another notice from the city about the boats.
Zach? No, you're not going to believe this.
And the code enforcement would leave, notes saying, we've closed this case because we don't see any active issues with it.
Monique decides to
voice her frustration about the Del Cerros.
Would you two lay off?
No! I'm tired of looking at your crap outside all the time. You need to move it.
Are you crazy? Our property is pristine. Hey, don't call my husband crazy.
Hey, lay off my mom!
You need to move that piece of garbage now or I'll make you move it.
How?
He was screaming at me, I'm going to take you to court because I have more money than you're ever going to be able to fight me against.
You won't even know it hit you.
Okay, all right, enough. Okay, let's go. Come on.
My father just didn't want to, antagonize or get involved with, Ron and have that battle with him back and forth. Whereas my mom was a little bit more boisterous.
You think we're scared of you? We're not. Oh, get out of here.
In this toxic dispute, there's plenty to be scared of.
Rocky, no! Get off of me! Out of your mind?
You're a liar and a freak!
In my opinion, that Ron Del Cerro was pushing us around, and every time that we made a move, it just felt like we were being harassed and had to conform to their ideals of what our house, what our property, and our family should be doing.
It's hard to see how much worse things can get between these neighbors. Then, the Del Cerro small poodle dies, and their new dog comes with a much bigger bite.
It was a bull mastiff, and The dog, grew to a massive size. It was just huge. I don't even know if I could control that dog. The dog was most likely well over 100 pounds.
They went from a harmless poodle to a very large dog that would be intimidating to people.
Hi, Sandra. How are you? Good. Oh, come on. Are you afraid of dogs? Well, that size. Yeah. Why such a big dog? Sorry, she's very protective. A real family dog.
Mastiffs are not meant for protecting the family. They're not family dogs. What they are fighting dogs.
You too.
And the Hansmans will learn just how dangerous this dog can be. Monique's day starts like it so often does, taking Ruka for a morning walk.
Unbeknownst to her, Sandra Del Cerro had also brought her dog, Roxy, out, and there was this chance meeting.
I'm just letting her off leash so she can get a little exercise, okay? All right.
Now, at that point, Roxy went after Ruka.
No! And instinctively, Monique threw herself on top of Ruka to protect her. Roxy wasn't particular who she bit, but she was attacking not only Ruka, but she was also attacking Monique in a very vicious way. She caused an injury to her arm, which went right through the bone. She grabbed Monique's head, and she was being dragged.
To have my sister watch that, to have my mom being drug around by this dog and being fighting for her life, I'm sure it was panic and chaos.
Please! Oh! Get off of me! Stop! Help! Help me! Let go!
Sandra grabbed that fishing net and started hitting the dog Roxy with it to try to get it to stop mauling my mom.
Luckily, that was able to break it up long enough to get the dogs away from each other.
Mom! I thought you were going to die.
Sorry. It's okay. It's over. Come on. Let's go inside.
When my dad saw my mom, he immediately drove my mom to the hospital to get her medical help because her wounds were so bad.
Roxy badly tore up Monique, bit her left wrist to the bone. The other bite just missed her carotid artery in the back of her head, either one of which could have been fatal.
Monique recovers at home, while her attacker remains right next door, free to roam the neighborhood. Despite the bad blood between them, Sandra appears to make a peace offering.
These are for you. Who are you? What can I say? I'm sore.
After the mauling, my mom never initiated any kind of lawsuit against the Del Cerros and never even really threatened them with any kind of lawsuit.
But Monique has one objective she will not compromise: her family's safety.
I just want one thing. I don't want to face that dog again. Ever. What's that supposed to mean?
Whether it was to just make sure that the dog was muzzled when it was outside and behind the fence, or whether it was to take the dog away and have it put down because it was too aggressive for anyone to control.
You can't do that to our dog. Yeah, I can. And I will. But you're not even badly injured. Are you out of your mind? I think you're exaggerating so you can sue us. My medical bill is $22,000. The doctor wanted to put staples in my skull. I am not faking it.
There is no room here for middle ground. The Del Cerros will do everything they can to stop their neighbors from taking Roxy away. Guy and Monique fear this
to make sure that an issue like this couldn't happen again.
Despite Monique not taking legal action, this dispute is about to ramp up.
When my mom got into the hospital and when the medical staff realized that it was an animal bite, they immediately got animal control involved in the situation.
For the Del Cerros, this could be their worst nightmare come true.
Legally, Roxy has to be quarantined for 10 days. But I'm going to allow for a home quarantine, okay?
So she can stay with us.
Animal control decided to home quarantine because as far as they're concerned, Roxy did not have any priors, at least that were documented.
but there are a list of conditions I need you to read and sign for.
Roxy was to stay on the property, muzzled and leashed at all times.
Ron is relieved, but still resentful. The Hansmans hope they won't have to worry about Roxy, but they will.
What is going on?
They were not to take Roxy off of the property. She was to be on a leash at all times and muzzled. And according to Monique, they defiantly broke those promises.
Bye, Mom. I'm gonna go walk Rekka.
No, stop! Stop! She's out there. She's out there. Get inside. I'm calling animal control. Come inside. The neighbor's dog is out. It's not supposed to be outside. This dog attacked me last week. No, I don't think you understand. This dog is dangerous.
Harper, she was deathly afraid of what could happen to her, because she had already seen the aftermath of what had happened just a few days earlier.
No, I will not calm down. This dog mauled me.
Animal control comes back. This time, Roxy is being put into quarantine off property.
Roxy just slipped off her leash for a second. She wasn't roaming free.
They're lying, not us. Right? We have it on video. What are you talking about?
And that's when my little sister Harper stepped forward and showed them the videos of the dog being loose.
I saw Roxy running free.
You shot that video on another day.
That video is a lie. This child. After your quarantine, what's going to happen to Roxy?
We've started an investigation, and she may receive a dangerous dog designation.
You think you can manipulate the law and get away with it?
I am not!
Actually, you know what? You're a liar and a fake!
Okay, your dog almost killed me!
I wish she did!
What are you eating?
The Delceros just thought that they were above any kind of law that pertained to them when it came to Roxy. It was terrifying.
They only care about themselves. Their kids say, hey, why don't you come over here and we'll settle it?
I know our family felt a little bit safer with knowing that the dog was away in a facility away from the Delceros. It definitely gave us a little sense of hope that we could go back to a little bit of normal.
The emergence of COVID shatters those hopes. Animal control is forced to return Roxy to the Delceros.
Good afternoon, sir. Animal control.
All across the country, towns were having staffing shortages and were trying to reduce the amount of traffic in and out, so they returned Roxy to the home quarantine situation.
We scheduled a dangerous dog hearing on the 24th. Until then, you have to follow these restrictions on Roxy.
Thank you. You've made us day.
Hey, boy, did you miss me?
Ron Delcero might be delighted, but for the Hansman family, Roxy's reappearance is a terrifying prospect.
It definitely felt even more weaponized when the dog came back, that, there was going to be consequences for the dog being taken away from them.
The Hansmans no longer feel safe, even in their own front yard.
Every time that my little brother and sister would go outside, there was the dog.
Roxy was not allowed to leave the property, period. And the Delceros knew this.
Harper, would take video to show my mom and say, hey, I can't go outside because this dog is out there.
She called 911 a couple of times and regarding the dog being aggressive.
Yeah, no, I'm calling about the bull mastiff that's next door.
Animal control responds. Roxy is ordered back inside. And this just infuriates Ron even more.
What happened? They won't let me walk her.
How's she supposed to go?
They don't care about Roxy. They only care about themselves.
Mr. Delcero felt as though Monique was not justified for complaining about the dog. Maybe he thought he could control his dog.
What are we gonna do?
He was defiant. He felt that they were being victimized rather than the actual victims.
The next day, Guy and Monique throw a family birthday party. Where Ron shows them, he's not taking orders from anyone.
The dog was let loose in the yard, and the dog would charge the fence and start barking.
Hey, kids, everybody inside now. Go inside.
My dad was terrified that this dog was going to be let loose again, and we were going to have a major bloodbath on our hands.
Are you happy? There are kids here. Hey, you won't let my dog go for
of our family members, especially my dad, who, was our backbone of our family.
Sit down and answer your children here. Why don't you come over and we'll settle this?
My dad kind of looked at him like, okay, well, maybe we can be done with this.
No, stop! Don't set foot on his property. Everyone inside now!
And my mom told him, no, that's not a good idea. This is not going to end well.
There's no way for Guy and Monique to diffuse Ron Del Cerro's bitter rage. Especially because they're all going to have their day in court.
This wasn't something that our family had initiated. This was, straight from the county, from animal control, going after the Del Cerros to deem the dog a dangerous dog to make sure that there was a little bit more control on it. My mom and my sister, Harper, went because they were subpoenaed to go talk in front of the judge.
Your Honor, we'd like to call Monique Hansman as our first witness.
Okay. The dog threw me around like I was a rag doll. You have no idea mentally what that has done to me. And I'm very worried that if it's not labeled a dangerous dog, that dog will roam free. And when school's back in August, that dog's going to get somebody else. And it could be my kid, and I don't want that dog to hurt anyone else.
All right, the next witness we call is Harper Hansman.
I was in my bedroom, and I heard my mother screaming, and then I woke up, and then I walked downstairs because I didn't know what was happening. So I saw the dogs by the door barking, and then I opened the door, and I saw blood all over my mom, and she was holding Ruka. And then she told me, she kept screaming, get inside, get inside.
Monique and Harper were calm, cool, collected. They came across as being very sincere and honest.
Despite all the medical evidence, Sandra disputes the severity of Monique's injuries.
You said my dog had a hold of you and was shaking you.
Yes, ma'am.
My dog has the biggest mouth and the biggest teeth in the world. You would have extreme injuries.
I have a $20,000 plus medical bill. Your dog, I was supposed to have staples in my head. Your dog bit my wrist to the bone. Those are bad injuries.
Did my dog attack you or did my dog attack the dog?
Ma'am,
attacked me.
I can't, what can I do? My dog did not attack her. My dog attacked the dog.
Well,
and we jumped in.
Sandra had no clue what she was talking about. She was focusing on things and saying things in court that had no relevance at all.
I haven't gotten the impression from either of you that you are taking it seriously.
The judge rules in Monique's favor and lays down measures to protect her family.
The judge decided that the dog was a dangerous dog and ordered the Del Cerros to pay the $500 fine and to make sure that the dog was muzzled whenever it was taken out of the home, and that a sign was, posted that it was a dangerous dog on their property.
We're going to go to court, right? That's the next step.
Ron Del Cerro just seemed extremely frustrated that day.
All right, court. We'll see how much money they have.
At one point, he had threatened my mom so bad that an officer ended up walking my sister and my mom back to their car.
Even though Roxy will still be next door, the Hansmans hope the new legal restrictions will keep them safe. Meanwhile, the Del Cerros feel they've been abused by their neighbors and betrayed by the legal system. And they're not backing down.
Animal Control went to enforce the dangerous dog ordinance that the judge had ruled.
Hi, Mr. Del Cerro. I'll just need you to...
He refused to sign it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hi, I just need you to sign right here.
So Sandra stepped in, and she did wind up signing it.
The Del Cerros may have agreed in writing to keep Roxy muzzled and leashed, but there's no guarantee they'll actually comply with the law.
My mom definitely got more afraid that at any moment something would happen, and the aggressiveness was just crazy.
I feel like they're trying to intimidate us.
Yeah, it's working.
Well, I've contacted an attorney.
Honey, please, no.
Okay, relax. I just want my medical bills paid for, okay? I'm not trying to poke the bear.
Monique expects Ron and Sandra's insurance will cover her medical expenses. She needs their insurance agent's contact information.
That way my mom's medical bills could be paid for.
Monique has her lawyer write to the Dalceros to obtain the required details. Yet even a routine request like this is liable to set Ron off.
Sandra Dalcero did not inform Ron of this right away. She waited until after lunch, so she was apparently waiting until what she thought would be an opportune time to tell him when maybe he wouldn't be so volatile.
That's your sandwich?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
So, I booked an appointment with a lawyer today at 4:30.
Why?
Well, we got a letter in the mail.
What's it about?
And he said, "What does it say?" I said, "Here, you read it, you know." And he read it.
One of their biggest fears was that there would be a lawsuit and they would have to pay out money.
For Ron, it's the last straw. His neighbors know Ron's rage only get his way.
Ron Dalcero is what we would call a gun nut. He had guns spread out all over the house.
He appears to have been a fairly dramatic guy. You're talking about a 3-bedroom house and 5 guns.
Ron takes the letter from Animal Control that declared his dog was dangerous and scribbles a disturbing message.
He wrote on the letter, what I'm about to do is because of this, and that's when the whole incident ensued.
Don't do this!
Run! Please don't shoot me, please, I'm so sorry.
I believe that Ronald Dalcero is a psychopath.
Ron Dalcero is now armed with 2 deadly concealed weapons.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna take care of the fire ants.
His excuse was that he was going to check out the fire ant situation. He had put down fire ant poison the day before.
Meanwhile, at the Hansman home,
Want to play concentration? Sure.
Harper is playing with her brother's daughter, Lainey. Guy is repairing a water heater.
On Friday.
Monique is on a work call.
I'll check.
And Patrick is with his math tutor, Kimberly.
Okay, there's so many. I know. Okay, so if you think about it doing one question at a time. Don't worry about how many there are.
Patrick and I started working, and we were just kind of going through things and just getting things organized.
Now, this perfectly normal day turns into a living hell.
Whoa, hey! Don't do this!
All of a sudden we hear pop, pop, pop.
What was that?
I looked at him and he looked at me and I said, "I wonder what that is." And he said, "Maybe it's fireworks."
Let me check.
The next thing I know, he comes running back through the hallway screaming, "It's going on!" So we ran across the living room into Monique's bedroom. And as we're running through, she's coming out because she had also heard the commotion. I heard another gunshot. And I was going to run, but I thought, since the gunshot was pretty close, that I went through.
Out the back! Go! Now! Run!
He turns right and comes right into the bathroom and stands in the doorway, and he has his gun pointed at me, and he's looking right at me. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're here. And he just looks at me, kind of tilts his head a little bit, and walks off.
Ron believes Monique may be hiding in the attic. He tries to flush her out. The noise draws Harper and Lainey out of the bedroom.
They heard a lot of screaming, so they both went down the stairs to see what was going on, and they peeked in. guy Hanson told the girls to run.
Run!
These were two little girls, very bright little girls, but they were still little girls. They were still children.
We have to go. My dad's been shot. Let's go.
What they felt was the safest thing to do was run into the bedroom and hide. What children do. So the first thing they did was they ran back upstairs.
Harper is the first person to reach 911.
Please send an ambulance. My neighbor's here. He shot my dad.
When I first got on the phone with her, I thought it was a prank call. I thought it was a kid playing on a phone. But, my job is to take everything seriously until proven otherwise.
Listen, I need you to stay as calm and quiet as you can, okay? What does the male look like?
He's a bald-headed dude, and he has 2 black guns.
She kept me grounded from how strong and brave she was. I was terrified.
Did he see you while you were in the house?
I think so, but we're hiding now. He's coming upstairs.
Is there a window you can get out of?
Yeah, but it's a 2-story house.
It wasn't something that she was comfortable doing, going out of the window.
I have everybody coming to you that I could possibly have coming to you.
Please hurry.
She was my eyes and ears inside that home. She could pretty much tell me where he was, just by the sound of his footsteps.
He's in my brother's room.
Is it right beside your room?
Yeah.
I could hear him come in the room.
Please don't shoot me, please. I'm so sorry.
She asked him not to kill her. She, said that she wanted to live. She didn't want to die. And then the phone hung up.
Suspect is a bald male with a black handgun. He is upstairs in her room with her.
Ron Del Cerro enters the room with 2 guns, like he's a gunfighter, and points them at Harper. At that point, Harper is scared to death.
Are you on the phone?
No, sir.
Are you in here alone?
No, please don't hurt my niece.
Where is she?
She's there.
Harper thought if there were 2 people in the room, maybe they'd be safer.
Come out!
He's got the gun pointed at Lainey, and she's scared to death.
Meanwhile, a desperate Monique has no idea what is happening inside.
Somebody ran away. My daughter's upstairs with my granddaughter. My husband, I think, is dead in the garage. I think he's having a great time.
I want you to listen closely.
He puts the guns on the bed and says,
I'm not gonna hurt you. As long as I can get out of here before the police arrive. Okay?
Ron doesn't know police have arrived on the scene.
You need to arrest me, but her cousin. She's still in the house.
Officer Trevor, let's go.
Port St. Lucie Police! You call the police?
Sorry.
He was furious because I don't believe that he realized when Harper was on the phone that she was on the phone with the police.
You know why this is happening? Because you lied to the judge. You told those stories. I told you I was gonna get revenge. I said that Roxy in here. She could kill all of you.
Lainey saw an opportunity to run.
Please, I'm sorry.
While Ron Del Cerro was distracted with Harper. And it worked. She was lucky that she was able to escape.
Port St. Lucie Police, drop your weapon!
He basically just reached his arm around and started wildly shooting.
No one has a clear shot. The bullets are tearing through the walls.
Ron suffered 3 gunshot wounds in the exchange of fire, none of which were fatal.
Oh my God, the shootout! There's a shootout in my house! Oh my God! Come on, lady! Where's Harper? Where's Harper? You have to take it easy.
Down! Shots fired! We need backup!
Harper thought that if she doesn't get out of there, if she doesn't run, that she was going to be killed.
Harper makes an incredibly brave decision. She sees an opening and bolts from the room to reach the stairs down to the front door.
And unfortunately, Ronald Del Cerro was able to shoot her through the clavicle and the heart as she ran down the stairs. It was a single shot hit her. She turned and she fell toward Officer Tracy, and she caught Harper as Harper fell. Officer Tracy then carried Harper out the door, administered CPR, but there was really nothing that CPR could do. She had been shot through the heart.
Harper Hansman is rushed to hospital, but dies from her wound. She was only 11 years old. And this horrible day is still not over.
One of the officers approached me, and I just said, "You'd better not tell me my dad's gone." And he just had this look in his eye like he was going to tell me something bad. And he said, "I'm sorry, your father didn't make it. He's been shot, and he's in the garage."
In the meantime, a SWAT team has secured the house. Everything inside has gone silent. It's too risky to send in any units. So authorities use a drone to look for Ron. It makes a grisly discovery.
The drone gets the image of Ronald Del Cerro lying on the bed where he has shot himself through the chest and killed himself.
You know, part of me is happy that Ron can't do this to anybody else, and that no one else has to suffer. But I just feel like he's a coward for taking his own life after what he did to our family. And to not be able to confront him is the worst possible feeling in the world, that was taken away from our family.
Sandra gives a post-shooting statement to law enforcement.
He did a horrible thing. Why did he do that? Well, that's the million-dollar question that we'll always be trying to answer. Nobody in their right mind would do something like what he just did.
Sandra reveals that Ron was suffering from depression and dementia.
He was on the beginnings of dementia. Because he would go to the place and not know, he'd tell me, I didn't know who I was. I guess now I have to call one of my kids.
The day after her husband's death, Sandra has her dog euthanized. She has since left the neighborhood. The Hansman family continues to deal with their devastating tragedy. A foundation in memory of Harper.
He was the strongest person I ever met. He was my best friend. You could ask him to do anything, and he was there. It didn't matter when, didn't matter, how he would make it happen. And my sister, she was just like a firecracker. She was the brightest, funniest, happiest little girl you've ever seen.